Okay, this is one of the instructional resources that I want you to use for your context of learning assignment. And what you'll see up at the top is this is the Wisconsin School District Performance Report. And this is an older one, and we stopped using this in 2016 and 2017. For most districts, the data here only goes to 2015 and 2016. So I want you to check 2015 and 2016, and in here you will select the district that you want to be researching. For this activity, I'm going to demo with the Whitewater Unified School District, and you'll see here Whitewater Unified School District and then the athletic conference that the Whitewater Unified School District is in, number of districts. And so right here, compared to athletic conference. So this is to compare schools of approximately the same size. And if you look down here, you'll see the districts. And so that definitely matches what we have set up here. So to get it to search, you need to click apply. It won't automatically do that for you. And what we see here in this first box is information about the students to full-time equivalent or FTE staff. So this basically means the ratio of students to staff that includes administration and aides as well as teachers. So here you can see the ratio of students to staff, whether it's overall or aides or teachers. And so this is really quite interesting here when you see that in the Whitewater Unified School District, there are 61 full-time aides, and there are 158.6 full-time teachers. And so the ratio of students to teachers is there's approximately 12 teachers or 12 students for every teacher in the district. And as you look down the list here, you see that it's pretty comparable to other schools in the district, with the exception of McFarland down here, which has a wider ratio. And you'll notice as the number of students goes up, so does the number of administrators. So that's something that's interesting to look at. In addition, if you look down here, you'll see that you're comparing all of these schools in the athletic conference in all subjects to the teacher's experience in education and then the teacher's highest degree. Now you can change that and select different content areas, hit apply, and then you'll see in each of these districts, for example, science teachers, what level of experience do they have? Do they all have licenses? So on and so forth. So one thing I want to show you is that if you take it off of this athletic conference comparison to district schools, the Whitewater Unified School District applied, and now I'm seeing what staffing patterns and licensures and all of that are in each of the schools. I'm going to go back up and make sure I'm in the 2015 and the 2016. So Whitewater, so if we look at the elementary schools here, we see that each of the elementary schools has one administrator, has between one, well that's Whitewater's 4K. So it has between 5 and 7.5 aides, and then their licensed staff. So Lakeview, which has 199 students, has 15 teachers, and so the ratio there is 13:2, or 13.2 students to each teacher. And Lincoln Lincoln and Washington are very similar. Then if you take a look at the high schools, or middle school and then the high school, You'll see there's a virtual high school. Let's not pay attention to that right now. But the Whitewater Middle School, again, 1 administrator, 415 students, 11 staff, 34 teachers. Ratio is 1 teacher to each 12 students. Then when we get up at the high school level, we see that there are 2 administrators and 12 aides, 41 teachers. I encourage you to take a look at the license status here because this will tell you if there are any teachers who tell you what percentage of the teachers have their full license, which ones are on an emergency license, and which ones have no license for their current assignment, and really shouldn't see many in that area. So let's take a look at all subjects and then apply. So when we do this, we see the district total of teachers is 145. And so 141 have their full license. And there are 2 who are teaching on an emergency license. Now we can see where those are because if you look at the individual schools right here, you see there's 1 at Lincoln and then there's 1 in the Whitewater High School. So you can see where those emergency licenses are. And here, this helps you see the level of experience. So you'll see less than 5 years, 5 years or more, and then the percentage here. So, and the other thing that I think is really interesting is to see what percentage of the teachers actually have a master's degree. And this is really important to look at to figure out, maybe what your career trajectory might be, and also what level of expectation might there be for you to, get your master's degree if this was a school you ended up getting hired into. So there are going to be some questions on the context of learning assignment that you'll need to use this resource for, and you'll need to go through all of these different buttons and keep it on staffing though, and answer the questions.